Ninth module of SQL learning series is going on, and in this video we will talk about the full database backup. Full database backup in SQL Server takes a copy of the entire database, including the part of the transaction log file. A full database backup represents the database at the time the backup operation finished. Like this is the full database backup which we took at 6 am, and this full database backup which we took at 6 am represent the database at the time the backup operation is finished. So it has all the backups before to it in this full database backup. All the log backups, all the differential backup, all the backups are included in this full backup which we took at 6 am. And this backup allows restoring to the point in time when the backup was taken. The full backup is the simplest backup type and often needed prior to the other backup types. It means that full backup type is the base of others backup types. Suppose if we want to take the differential backups or log backups, we must have to take first the full backup. The full backup will be the base for these backups. So all the recovery models supports the full backup. The full recovery model also supports the full backup. This is the full backup, and the next recovery model, simple recovery model. If we will go into the simple recovery model also supports the full database backup. And if we will go to the bulk log recovery model also supports the full backup. So all the recovery model supports the full database backup. So this is the base of the all others backups. Suppose now in this example, if we have taken the full backup at 6 am, so this represents the backup at 6 am. It have all the data until at this time when we took this backup. And after that there are the log backups. We have a series of log backup at 6:30, 7:30 am, and after that there is a differential backup. And after differential backup we have another series of log backups, log 4, log 5, log 6. And after that when we took the full backup at 12 am, this full backup not only have all these backups but also have the data from 11 to 12. So full backup represents the data when this backup is finished. So at 12 am when we took this full backup, it contains all the backups, previous backups, and also the data from 11 to 12 am. This is the SQL Server Management Studio, and here I will show the demo of the full backups. I will take the full backups and I will follow these steps to show the demo. First, what I will do, I will check the recovery model of my database. Then I will create one table in my database, in this trading database, which is my example database. Then I will take the full backup of my database. After full backup, I will insert some more records in this table which I created in the first step. And after creating the table, I will take again the backup, and this backup will be the differential backup, and it will have only the changes which I did after the full backups. And after this backup, I will again insert some records into my table, and after inserting the record, I will take the log backups. And after log backups, I will do the final step and I will take the second full backup. And after these steps there is a requirement to restore the database due to any reason. So I have now two full backups. Number 1 full backup is on these steps, and number 2 full backup is on the last steps. So this if I will restore the first full backup, it will this will backup will represent the database at that time when this operation was finished, and at that time the table has the records 200. If I will restore the second full backup, it will show me the represent the database at that time when I took this backup, and at that time there were 204 records in that table. So let's to implement these steps. I will check first my database recovery model. What is the recovery model of my example database? This is the trading database. So the recovery model is the full recovery model. Whatever the recovery model, either simple, full or bulk logged, but all the recovery models supports the full database backups. After that, I will create this table because it was already there, but I dropped, and I will create this table and with the 200 records. I created this table, sum table, into my trading database. It has the 200 records. Let's see this table. This is the data of this table, and there are 200 records. And after that, I will go to the next step. I will take the backup of my database. I will take the backup of my database, and this backup is the full database backup. To take the backup, this is the syntax. We can take the backup by writing the query, and here we have to specify the database name, and this is the destination where the our backup will be saved, and this is the backup name, and there are other parameters with format. This parameter will specify that whether we want to overwrite the media or not, and the compression parameter will specify that whether we want to compress the backup or not. This feature is available from SQL Server 2000 Enterprise Edition and the laters. And here is the media name, which is our database trading DB, and here in the name we can write any meaningful thing, like this is the full database backup. I am writing here the full database backup. So I can take the backup by writing the query, or I can go directly here, and this is the visual interface, and I can right click, and here is that backups options are available in the tasks, and this is the backup option. I can use this backup option from here also to specify the backup name, to write the path here, the backup path, media options and backup option I can all specify from here. And this is the query. I will take now the backup. The backup has taken at this location, and here is some information that these are the 560 pages, because this is the full backup taking all the pages until that time when we took the backups. And this is the backups, and after the backup I will do some more changes. I will insert 2 more records in my table, and after inserting the record I will see now the status of my table. This is the data, and there are now 202 records, because 200 were there. I inserted more too, and now there are 2. And now I will take again the backup, but this backup is a differential backup, this trading db underscore def, and this is a differential backup, and this is the same syntax like the full backups, but here we have to specify this flag, and now it will take the differential backup on the same location, and the differential backup will contain the only these changes. After the full backup what we did, it will record only those changes in the backups. And after differential backup I will do again some entries in my table. I will insert 2 more records. If I will check the status of my table, now the record should be 204. Yeah, it's 204. After these changes I will take the log backup. To take the log backup, this is the syntax, and it will also stored on the same location with this file name. And now I have log backup, differential backup and full backup. And right now the status of the table is that there are 2 204 records, and now this is at the last I will take again the second full backup with the name of trading db2. So there now I have two full backups. So now there is the requirement to restore the backups there due to any reason. So if I have to restore, now I have two full backups. One full backup is in the beginning, and this backup have represent the database at this time when I took the backup, or at this time I have the records in this table are 200 because that time I created the table. And if I will restore the last full backup which I took here, and this backup, if I will restore, this backup will represent the status of the database at that time when I took this backup, and at that time there are 204 records in my table. So let's move to the first backup. First we will restore the first backup and we will see the status of our database. And right now if I will check, there are 204 records. I will restore first backup, and the first backup have all the records until that time when I took that backup. So I'm going to restore my first full backup. I will click to execute this first full backup. First full backup I restored, and if I will check the status of the table, it should have 200 records. Sorry, I have to go select first my database. Now I have to see the status of my table. It should have 200 records. So the first backup when I took, at that time this table has the 200 records. Now I will restore the second table, and second table have to restore this second table. No need to restore the differential backup, no need to restore the log backup, because this second full backup when I took it, it will have the differential backup and log backups data also in this full backup. So I have to restore only the full backup. It's very simple. This is a second full backup I'm going to restore. Okay, the restore is finished. If I will check the status of my table, now it should have 204 records. Yeah, this is the 204 records. So the second full backup is showing the database at that time when I took the backup, and at that time it has 204 records which are in the log backups, which are in the differential backup. All these backups are included in this full backup. So the conclusion of this demo is that the full database backup represents the database at the time the backup operation is finished.